Now what's going on? Finally, we are chopping. About bloody time too, right? Yes, well, welcome back to Special K, the BMW K75 Cafe Racer project. Strap yourselves in, because we've strapped the battery in, and enjoy. Is that it? No, wait, there's more. Or less, actually. And there's more. We've been painting things. Not bad. More painting. Yeah. Not sure about doing that. Might just leave it at that. What do you think? Oh, I know, it's been a long time coming, isn't it? Anyway, one of the reasons for doing this is because we want to explore what we're actually going to do with the frame and the seat. I think I've found a seat, so I just want to check that these are going to fit. So it's a 26, and the ID, which is kind of important, is 20. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. New battery in here, so maybe we're getting a... That's more like it, 31, really. $30. We'll go with 30, and then inside is... Oh, shit. 26. Yes, somebody hadn't checked that it was zeroed when it was shut. But that would be me. And we're measuring all this because I've found a seat that I really like. It's got a really cool LED rear light, the lights of which I've not seen yet. So it's slightly opaque, and it does this. Yes, sequential flashing. Kind of cool. Anyway, the point is, its OD on its frame is 22mm, and unfortunately what we need is it to be 25mm, not 52, 25. Yeah, because then it would slot into the existing frame. Obviously not that bit, that's scrap. BMW actually do the same thing with this rear section that we cut off. That very back section is 25mm and slots into the larger frame, as you can see. So if it's good for them, it's good for me. Interestingly, the ID of my little bit of aluminum there is 21.7, maybe 22. So I suppose that could work, sleeve within a sleeve. But I'm going to ask these fine French gentlemen whether they would make me one with a slightly thicker frame. But more than that, I'm going to ask them if they can bend it like Beckham, so that the angle of the seat is in line with the fuel tank. Don't know what that angle is yet. One thing I noticed when I took off the rear sets, I had this kind of, I don't know, pretty upright, and on the up click of the
gear shift, this was banging into this, so we're going to put it a little bit more forward, something like that, I think, which means we're going to have to unwind these a little, make it a little bit longer. Lovely. Talking of which, our little minor chopping job, the side stand, means that that's now completely out of the way of the gear change situation. Both rear sets back in place, and next up, having painted the transmission and drive shaft, etc., I think we need to turn our attention to these. We're obviously going to have to paint them. They got this horrible scuff here. I had a lot of thought about this, whether I was going to do them the graphite grey as well and leave the black strip in the middle. I'm not convinced, and I don't want to take them off because I don't want to put new gaskets in, because I think they're fine. And on the other side, I did debate actually taking a wire brush to all this and getting rid of the black and having silver across the top and the bottom, but I don't think I want to do that either, because where do you stop, right? So we're going to paint them, and we're going to paint them black. We're going to try and just match it on this side. Honestly, I don't want to paint the whole thing if I don't have to, and it's only this section. So I've bought various levels of glossiness. I think that's a semi-gloss, but I've got a satin as well, so we'll try a bit. Right, we are trying the semi-gloss. It's wet, so it's a little bit glossier than it's going to dry. Well, that don't look bad. Shall we unmask it? Well, the rest could do with a bit of a clean up. Alright, I think we're kind of ready. I think that'll do. I'm gonna spray this too, so it all matches. Next up, satin for the other side. We're going with satin, not semi-gloss. Raptor, no less. Very nice paint again, and a nice result. Very nice indeed. Okay, I think we're just about done with engine painting. A little bit of clean up, but all that's done. All our transmission and drive shaft. Looking good. We're not done with chopping though. Let's have a closer look once we get it back inside. What I want to look at is angles of things, because I've been talking to the French guys who built that lovely seat, and if I bought the kit that everyone else uses, then you actually chop the frame here, and I don't know, this just sits on the new frame, the new subframe that comes up at that angle. But I'm thinking of cutting it, well, here actually, right at the base of the tank, and keeping those, maybe get rid of them. Anyway, what that will do is give us, I don't know what, 100mm of factory frame to slide in a 25mm tube into it. And then we've got to get whatever angle that is. Yeah, so we need to work out that angle there, from the factory frame, which starts going downhill, to the seat frame, which goes uphill in a big way. And just out of interest, that was what I was originally thinking, to use this rear frame for the seat, which is still a possibility, honestly. I just have to make my own seat, which is not totally out of the question, but I don't really want to. And the other issue is that the rear frame that we chopped off is much wider, as you can see. Good 30mm, I suppose. Yeah. Well, 60mm. Anyway, that's the original idea, which won't work. But that's the general idea. Yeah. Alright, let's work out what that angle is. Well, it's just a matter of finding the right size cardboard box. Anyway, that's pretty much the angle. A little bit high still. So the issue is, of course, that at that point, as you can see, it's a 30mm pipe, right? That means we're 30mm below the line of the tank, which is not where we want the seat to be. So we've got to work that out as well. Right, thanks to my glamorous assistant, which you missed, we have removed the fuel tank with the other bit still in place to examine this further about how this might actually work. Or not. And you might say this is an aggressive angle, honestly, but maybe if you look at what we're doing here and modern sports bikes, even 20 years ago, it really isn't. Anyway, as you know, this was my original idea, actually, was to use that back piece to create the seat frame. And if I do another one of these, which I well might, we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, if you're into recycling things, I mean, why not just use the back of the bike to create your seat frame? It would require a little bit of bending, obviously, but I'm sure we can do that. So here's the idea, that the seat would have the front piece angled and then slot inside the existing frame on which the tank is situated. But then we got that 30mm drop, and that doesn't look right. Even if you put a longer piece so that you could do that whole thing higher up the frame, further up the frame, it's still not going to work. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Well, actually, back to plan A, which was, as you can see, to cut this to bring these to the right width. So take a chunk out in the middle there, narrow this all down, right? Slot this in with a interior tube in here and obviously in here, and then what? Well, then make a custom seat. That could work, and that's pretty much how much we'd need to take out. Yeah, 60mm, give or take, to bring these in line with the frame at that point. Shall we give it a go? We've got nothing to lose. Okay, a small steel insert. Clip them together. I'll just tape that up for now. There, lovely bit of duct tape welding. Cardboard box again, and bingo. There you go. Or rather, a bingo. There you go. Yeah, so all we'd have to do is the same at the front, i.e. a insert tube that kind of did that. As I said, we'd have to find a seat, but maybe we've got one. It would need some modification. As you can tell, it's a little fat up the front there. So much the same as we did with the frame, I suppose. Chop 61mm out of it, front and back. Take off our little luggage rack. I don't know, maybe leave it on. Definitely take off the pillion handles, don't need those. I don't know. Could we make something out of that? Might be worth a go. It's on the shelf and it's on eBay. Let's see what that cost is and how that compares to buying a tailpiece, honestly. And then I had an idea, which is always dangerous. What about a really sexy tail, which we happen to have one of right here? No, it's not Italian. Yes, indeed, folks. Possibly one of the most sexy back ends ever of a motorcycle. Yeah, obviously we got the GK 916, blah blah blah, MV Augusta 750, whatever. Anyway, this is a very sexy back end, and obviously this one's been modified for my KZ, so it would all shunt further forward and actually be really super short. And we know how to make a special seat for it because we've already done one. So that would look pretty bloody cool. So the seat and frame saga continues. Everything up in the air, including the front end. Yeah, just testing out this jack to see if it collapses, honestly, before we take the front end off. It'll probably be next time around, because I think we've had quite enough excitement for one video. If you agree, give the video the thumbs up and subscribe while you're down there, if you haven't already. Not sure what we'll be up to next time, but I can guarantee it'll be vaguely entertaining. So encourage others to watch my lunacy.